Hello, Minecrafters! I'm Roasted Ink from Creative Creation, and this is the first in our new series from Boxy to Foxy. The reason we started this series is because we've had so many people check out our Hunger Games map or our individual worlds, and I hear so many people say, I will never be able to build something like this. That is completely untrue. You don't have to have a creative bone in your body to be able to build something that looks really nice. And with a few basic principles, you'll be able to do that in no time. So we're going to start with one of those principles today, and we'll be learning depth. Depth is so awesome because just by adding it, you can make your house really pop or whatever building you're building. Um, it'll design itself basically. If you just think about depth only and bringing out blocks to make it stand out, then the design will become more complex and interesting to look at. So let's start with this really boring flat house. This is like your typical Minecraft starter house. You first start to play the game and you build it and you're all happy with it. And then you go into someone else's world and you're like, oh man, how did they do this? I've done it. I do it all the time. I see some amazing builds out there and I'm just floored. It's very easy to get overwhelmed, but you just keep learning and keep progressing in this game and it's awesome. And everything you do will come out unique. So we'll start out by trying to raise out the roof a little bit. Bring out the roof a little bit. Let's make an overhang with this since it's so flat. And my left trigger is not working right, so bear with me here. Come on. And for the purpose of this tutorial, we would prefer that you guys would actually apply this to your own builds. You don't have to copy what you see here to learn what you're listening to today. Um, if you want to copy it, that's fine. No problem with that whatsoever. But we really encourage you to try to give your own builds a facelift or to build something on your own. Okay, that's looking a lot better so far. The left and right sides are kind of, I don't know, they're kind of too straight. So I'm going to give that more depth by bringing out the sides a little bit. So we'll just overhang that by one. And we're not really going to focus on the sides or the back of the house for this tutorial, just to save time. We'll just show you the depth on the front of the house and we'll bring out the sides so that it looks nicer in the front. So we'll go ahead and do that. And you see those houses back there? We did an actual depth workshop, the build team, and we were really bored building our map, so we decided to actually do the same thing that we're doing right now, which is take a completely flat house and turn it into something that looks so much better. So there we go. Our house now has a little like roof hat going on. If you're confused on where to start with something like this, start from something major like the roof or the bottom of the house, and then kind of outline it. Like, there's the top floor and the bottom floor, but there's no real differentiation between the two. So to distinguish between the two, I'm going to put a border across where the roof begins down here. I think I'm going to use upside down stairs because they're awesome. I highly suggest that you experiment with well, not upside down stairs, with stairs in general and slabs. There are a world of things that you can do with them, and we'll actually have a whole tutorial just for that. But experimenting with it is so much fun. And when I get stuck in something, I sometimes just start up a world and experiment with those to see what kind of cool things I can make. So that's already looking nicer. We've got an alternated pattern right there. What else can we do? We can outline this a little bit. Like, see how flat and it's so much birch down here. So let's give it a little bit of framing. We'll just take some spruce like that, bring this out by one, and that's already setting the windows back so it looks like it has more to it. We can frame the door here. Like so. Actually, that's a little too narrow. Let's go a little bit wider. Such a thing as too much shadow there. That's a little too much. A little dark. It's kind of hard to see where the door is. So we'll go ahead and do that. And that's already looking better. We'll put one on the end here. Not forget the floor. Or the ground, as it is right now. And that's already starting to look like a much better house. So what else can we do here? I like to have an overhang on my houses. And the cool thing about this is kind of like this is kind of a template because you can actually get rid of this dividing thing if you're going to do a two-story house like this, and you can take an overhang like that and just peak it, make it mimic the roof so it's like a miniature version of the roof that's already on your house, and those usually come out pretty cute. Let's give this some support so it doesn't look like it's just floating there. Plus the thin lines of the fence post will look a lot better on here. Oh, let's start. Do that. I forgot about the floating thing, so we'll just add in a couple more slabs and make that not float. Will look a little better. Let's see, where do we have them? Okay. That actually looks even better because then those blocks are coming down and it gives it a lot more shape and definition. Wonder if it would look okay like that. Let's see. That'll work. Okay, other thing about this house that I really like to change are the windows. And this is a personal preference of mine, but I really like large windows. And especially when playing survival, large windows are great because you can, look out and see where all the monsters are and everything. And plus, there's all that natural light. So I'm going to make this bigger. And what I really like to do is to bring them out a little bit so that they kind of look like bay windows. So I'm going to leave those two flat and have 3 panels of windows that are, there we go, sticking out. And that's already looking a lot better. So we'll repeat on the other side here. Get rid of that. Get rid of those. And the cool thing about bay windows too is that you have a little shelf inside that you can set things on. You can put potted plants on there, whatever you like, and you can actually just hop up there and it feels like you're more immersed in the world outside because you're actually kind of in the glass. So that's already looking a lot better. We're probably going to have to add some lighting to this because I have a feeling that the sun might set while we're doing this. So I'm going to add a couple torches. And personally, I really like it when light doesn't show. Unless you're making like a light fixture. I like the light to come out from the inside, but we're not going to focus on the inside today. This is purely like an exterior tutorial. So we'll worry about that later. We'll just put some torches around just to have it lit up. Okay, now we're lacking kind of on the top of the house. The top of the house still looks a little bit dull. So let's do something with the roof some more. You can even pick a part that you've already done, like this roof that sticks out by 2 blocks, and you can make it in depth itself. Depthception. That's hard to say. Okay, so I'm going to add some upside down stairs to this just to give it more texture, I guess. Whoops. There we go. See if I can maneuver in and out of these little things here. Or as my friend Max says, maneuver. I love that. It's hilarious. That wasn't right. There we go. The inside blocks. You can do the outside, the inside. You don't even have to put upside down stairs if you don't want to. It's all up to you. It's your creative license, and that is the absolute beauty of this game. So now we've got this nice little kind of jagged edge there, like this zigzag edge, which is kind of nice. The windows we need to do something with, and they're not really big enough to bring out like the bottom windows, so let's just frame it in some slabs to, help it pop out a little bit more. Give it some contrast. So we'll put some slabs here, here, and here. Or as I like to call them, window eyelids. Looks like eyelids. So now we have more depth on the top. The top's looking pretty nice. The sides still, to me, I kind of want to bring together that middle part that's alternated there. So I'm going to do something cute with the sides here and maybe put some slabs alternating down. Whoops, missed one. There we go. Does that even look good? Let's see. Yeah, it looks kind of cool. It actually matches that pattern that goes across, which is nice. And there we go. Looks so much better. If you wanted to, also, you could stick out the sides of the roof a little bit more, make a wraparound porch. You could keep going with this overhang right here. Make it go around. You could build balconies up on the top. You could extend this out with slabs and have a balcony, and you could walk out to your balcony and look at the world around you. So that pretty much concludes this tutorial. I hope you learned a lot from it. Please like and subscribe, but more importantly, we would really like to hear your feedback. We want to know if this helped you at all. We're going to make more of these little workshops, and we're going to incorporate different things besides depth. We'll go to other blocks and interiors and landscaping and all that happy fun stuff. So please let us know what you'd like us to cover, if I haven't mentioned any of those already. And if you want, hit us up on Twitter at Creative Creation and send us pictures or screenshots of what you've done to make over the houses that were kind of boring before. See if you can apply any of this to your builds, and we'd love to see what you've done. So that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and as always, think outside the blocks.